I'm Kristen Swilley. This is the 9 on Your Side news update, and here are some of the big stories we're following for you today. Well, the biggest piece of information we know right now is about that young boy, again, rescued by someone who was walking by simply in the right place, right time, able to get into the pond, swim over to that little boy. This is the sort of vandalism they saw now with a major $10,000 donation coming in. They're just a little bit closer to their goal. Well, as you can see, I have to wear a mask, and that's because of all of the plastic and rubber that was burning inside of this space. Police say 2 men were shot here in Bond Hill. One of them has died. The other was taken to UC Medical with an injury to his foot. Police are asking for your help finding 6-year-old Malaya Cisco. These are brand new pictures of her just into our newsroom. It is the unknowns that make firefighting such a dangerous line of work. All of the homeless people living here have until next Wednesday to clear out. Oktoberfest still going on. We got a game, and as I've mentioned, if you didn't watch the earlier shows, I have my Willie Nelson concert.
All the important stuff.
Yes.
It looks like the forecast is going to be good for all of that.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Swilley. Our top story tonight, a tragic accident takes the life of an 11-year-old boy in Boone County. They took their fight to Judge Patrick Dinkelacker's doorstep, and for the first time tonight, he is responding. They pushed for years to get car manufacturers to add backup cameras just like this one. After a moral victory in Seattle during week 1, the team got smacked around in its home opener last week against San Francisco. You can surprise me once, but you can make me angry forever.
Right.
And that's kind of where I am with that. Like, why? We sincerely hope you have a great Sunday, Tri-State. Live long and prosper. Well, Craig, it is an incredibly emotional scene out here in Dayton's Oregon district as hundreds come by to pay their respects to all 9 of those victims and those who knew Megan Betts. Her death is really hitting her hometown of Bellbrook especially hard, and the idea that, of course, police say her brother allegedly carried out this mass shooting is leaving that community brokenhearted.
Megan was the brightest person in the room, no matter where she was.
This is how those who knew Megan Betts choose to remember her. A beacon of light that made friends everywhere she went.
Like, she just completely took me under her wing.
But those memories are now all they have left. Police say her brother Connor Betts shot and killed her and 8 others in front of this Dayton bar.
I spent all day Sunday with the family. I can't describe, how they're feeling. Here in Bellbrook, more than 100 gathered to mourn all 9 victims and come to terms with how 2 of their own became the center of a national tragedy.
Oh my God, this can't be happening. Like, she was so nice to me, so we were so close.
Betts was in the color guard and band in high school. She was well liked by her peers.
The class of 2015 definitely lost a friend when we lost Megan.
But she also befriended underclassmen. Olivia Keller was in 8th grade when she met Betts.
She would show up at rehearsals, and she was there for me at shows with her, and it was fantastic.
And though this is a dark time, friends say her light lives on.
She was really, like, the best kind of person.
Now, none of those friends we spoke to tonight knew Connor Betts well. Police have yet to release a motive. Reporting live in Dayton's Oregon district this evening, Kristen Swilley, 9 on Your Side. The building behind me sold earlier this year, and the woman you're about to meet has to be out by the end of this month. Right now, her nieces are frantically searching for a new home for her.
I didn't want to move. I don't want to move.
At 99 years old, Mary Frances Page is starting over.
I felt really bad because I can't walk.
After living in the West End for decades, she got these letters in February stating she has to be out by the end of this month.
It's not right at all. Nobody should be done this way.
Kim Dillard, Page's niece, has been searching for a new apartment since she first got the news. Her aunt needs to be on the first floor because of her health.
As far as taking an apartment where it's got like 10 steps for her to go up, that's challenging. Getting her transported, that would be challenging.
It's a challenge. She's running out of time to meet.
This is probably the big major residential displacement.
Keith Blake is president of the West End Community Council. He says he learned about this situation this week.
When you called me, it was like, okay. So I called around, and my understanding was the property owner has been working with the tenants.
But for Paige and her family, the search for a home here in the West End
continues.
Because people is nice, you know, business and everything. They take care of you.
It's like a family.
Yeah.
Again, Miss Page has to be out by April 30th. That's 70 days after she was initially told the building sold. By Ohio law, landlords only have to give 30 days notice. We'll let you know as soon as Miss Page finds a new home. Reporting in the West End, Kristen Swilley, 9 on your side.
The girl's mother is speaking only to 9 on your side. 9 on your side's Kristen Swilley joins us live right now from Cincinnati Children's Hospital, where the victim is still recovering tonight. Kristen?
Yeah, good evening, Craig. Asia Allen tells me her daughter is awake and able to tell police what she remembers from the crash, but the search for whoever hit her is still on.
You hit my child and left her there to potentially die like a dog in the street.
This would be painful for any parent.
Her femur was literally snapped in half, and it also damaged the growth plate in her leg.
But for Asia Allen, it's a terrible case of deja vu.
2 years ago, I got the same phone call near the same location. The same thing happened to my son.
Since then, she says nothing has changed to make pedestrians safer.
How many children have to be injured or potentially killed before change occurs?
Just seeing her laying on that ground, not being able to talk, it's just overwhelming.
14-year-old Amari Harris knows Kenya Joy Austin from school and saw her moments before the hit and run.
And I was waving to her. So after I got done waving, next thing you know, the car hit her and she flew.
Police say the 7th grader at Dater High School was using a crosswalk when a driver tried to pass another car, hit her, then drove away.
I just don't understand where your regard is for human life.
Chris Rashford works for the IRS facility down in Florence, but like the people demonstrating here today, he's now doing so for free, and that is something his family cannot afford. Allie McKinney was 26 weeks pregnant when she had a medical emergency.
We have to deliver her or you're both gonna die. And so it was a very tough decision, and they kind of told me that she probably wasn't gonna make it.
At birth, Harper weighed just 1 pound, 2 ounces. Her lungs weren't fully developed.
We spent a total of 302 days in the hospital.
She requires 24/7 attention and at-home care, which is only partially covered by Medicaid, leaving McKinney to be Harper's lifeline and without time for a job. She and her boyfriend, Chris Rashford, quickly burned through their savings to care for their daughter.
This will be the first paycheck I will invest, which will be come Monday.
Which is what makes Rashford's job so important. He works at the IRS in Florence. He's an essential employee who has to go to work but isn't getting paid.
I think I cried for the first 3 days of it because I knew we were already so behind.
Rashford voted for President Trump, a decision he now regrets. McKinney is opposed to the shutdown's mission of securing border wall funding.
I don't think Trump really understands what's going on. I don't think he sees what the real people do, his workers do.
Now, all they can do is wait.
There is no nest egg, when you have a child that's sick.